Welcome everybody. I'm just going to share this with Facebook in case anybody wanted to watch it on Facebook. They could. Hey, Kathy Hill. Welcome. And then we will get started. Okay, so it's going to go do its Facebook thing, and we are ready. Tonight we're going to do heat embossing. Should I turn the camera of me off? Is it because I'm not necessarily in focus or in the right spot? I don't want it to be distracting because you don't really need to see my face. So I'm going to do that. But I'm still here. You'll still see me over here. So, welcome to my online classroom. Some of you are new. Some of you have been here for a long time. And I love this setup. And I have recently gone back to it. We've done Facebook Live for a while. And I just really miss this. So, we're back to this. It allows you to chat with each other. It allows you to chat with me. And I think it lets you see what we're doing pretty well, a little bit better than through the Facebook Live. It's also, there's no delay either. So what I'm talking about is what you're actually seeing as we do it. Okay, so what are we going to need? I didn't want to spend a lot of time working on the actual card, so I've pre-cut everything. It's following a sketch that's on my blog if you want to see the same one. And this video will be on the blog after we finish tonight. So once it gets recorded, it'll go on the blog too, all right? In case you are new to Stampin' Up! And you're wondering, what is this thing that she has? This is our piercing pad, but it is awesome for the clear polymer stamp sets. Now, remember, Stampin' Up! Has both. It has clear polymer, and they have the red rubber, that are called clear mount. It's a little confusing. Those mount on the clear blocks. You can also get the stamps, many of the stamps, in the wood block set. I use these because I love to be able to have more stamps stored in a smaller space. But when you're stamping with a clear polymer, you want some kind of foam to stamp on to get a good clean stamp. And I love my tile, but this works well. So I recommend this to everyone just getting started. It's great with the clear photopolymer stamps. Okay, so pre-cut my card. The only thing I'm going to actually be working on, we'll put this together after, is this is the piece because we're going to be doing our heat embossing. Heat embossing uses Versamark ink, which is a really cool, and it stamps clear, so you don't necessarily know what you're stamping, but it works really well. And powder. And Stampin' Up! Has it in lots and lots of different colors. We are going to use the silver tonight, but we're also going to do something with clear and with white, so stand by. But on this particular one, I'm going to use the silver so that it shows up. And this is called an embossing buddy. This takes the static away so that you get a good, clean, crisp embossing. So you just wipe it down. This time of year, it's really not as big a deal. In January here in New England, when we're all closed up and we have the heat on, you definitely need your embossing buddy. And you're also going to want a piece of paper, which I'm going to run over here and grab. I use just plain copy paper. And you'll see what I'm going to do with it in a minute. All right, so here's my Versamark. You can see it's kind of clear. There's also a refill for this. And here's the Versamark refill. And I will tell you that the ink dries really, really slow. That's why we like it. Versamark is a slow drying ink. But you want to make sure that you keep your stamp pad pretty inky. It's hard to tell because you can't see it, but I always tell people when you get your Versamark, it lasts a long time, but the refill is not that expensive, and it's really annoying not to have it on hand. So that's what that is. The next thing you're going to need to decide is what am I going to stamp? What do I want? And I'm going to use the Oh What Fun. So here, this is from the Oh What Fun stamp set. There's a few Christmas things now. There's some really cool ones coming. There's actually going to be an early one that you can order. I think you can order it August 1st. I'll let you know. Dolly, yes, this was a sketch I used before, but I also put it again up on today's blog post just in case you missed it, so you don't have to go scrolling back through. It is one we've used, though. Yep. Okay, so ink this little baby up. And it's kind of hard to tell that it's inked. And it's equally hard to tell that you've actually got it when you stamp it because it's clear. But if I kind of turn it a little, you can kind of see there's a shimmer to it. All right, we are successfully stamped. Now we're going to bring in our paper, and I'm going to take my silver, and I'm going to just sprinkle it all on. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, this must be expensive. You used all that? Watch what happens though. I get it all on there, and then I shake off the excess. Get rid of the extra. Just kind of flick it on the back. Right? It's good. Set you there. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it back in my container. Yes, I just spilled it. Don't even worry. I will get that after. I only do that on live classes. Pretend you don't see this over here. I keep saying I'm going to do it. People get the little like storage containers. I want to say Tupperware, but they're not even Tupperware. They're the kind from the dollar store. And you put your embossing, I think this might push me into it. And you put your embossing powder in that. And then when you do this, you don't have to worry about what I just did, which is knock it over. Pretend that didn't happen, okay? All good, all clean, no worries back there. Don't look behind the curtain. Okay, now I'm going to use my heat tool. And I just want to tell you on the Stampin' Up! Heat tool, there's two temps. All the way forward is high, and halfway is what you want to use if you're going to emboss on vellum or other delicate, lightweight papers. I'm using the Whisper White cardstock, so I don't have to worry about it. So I crank this puppy up. I'm not going to put it on, I'm not going to heat up my embossing until this gets a little bit warm. And then I'm just going to hold it on, and you're going to see this turn. I want to zoom you in. There, see it start to go? It's so cool. There you go. And now you've got this incredible, shiny, looks so, so amazing, right? Honestly, that's the easiest. And yes, you can emboss on vellum. You want to use the lower heat, and you kind of want to move it back and forth over the vellum. Don't just point it right at it as closely as you would on cardstock, but yes, you can. Okay? So now, when I put my card together, now I have this incredible saying that just pops off the page, right? Okay, let's do another. This one, we are going to use our garden green. Now, this one takes, you have to be ready, and you have to move quick, which for me tonight should be great. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put down, what am I going to do it on? Oh, we'll do it on pink. Why not? It'll show up pretty well. And I'm going to use a different stamp set. It's not going to be Christmas. I'm going to do something totally different. I need something a little bit bigger. You'd think it wouldn't be this difficult a decision. Okay, I'm going to Garden and Bloom. And I'm going to use this butterfly. I want something that's a little bit bigger. All right. And now, I'm going to use my clear embossing powder. So here's some clear. All right, so quickity, quick. Let me zoom out a little. I'm going to stamp with the color and then put my clear on. It's not that I don't have to be quick about anything other than this one step. So stamp and make sure you have a good juicy ink pad. Really ink it up. All right. And then stamp. And now sprinkle. You need to do it quick because the ink dries fast. Okay, so I can still see the ink through there, right? Watch what happens. So the clear starts to go on. And now I have this shiny, it looks like I used green embossing powder, but I didn't. So now if you have a good box of clear and you're quick, you can emboss in any color. Okay? Let's say I want to do, let's do another one. Embossing is really fun, and it's a great experiment. This is regular Stampin' Up! Ink. It's just plain old, but you got to be quick, Becky, because if you don't go quick, then it'll dry, because it does dry, and you want it to be pretty juicy. All right, so now we're going to try, I'm going to clean my stamp. In case you haven't seen this, it's the Stampin' Scrub. It's awesome. It's like two sides. You open it up, you have a wet side and a dry side. Here's my wet side. I'm going to spray it with my Stampin' Mist. Now you can see that this, not only did I get my stamp is green, but I also got some of my ink on my block. Watch what happens, how quick and easy this is. And it's spotless, right? I did not get green on my hands. I didn't need a paper towel. I didn't need a baby wipe. If you don't have this one, put this on your I need that list, because I love it. I think it's the coolest thing. And it's super easy to make sure. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try another color. And let's try something a little more, I wish you could feel it too, because it really has really cool, it's raised. Awesome. Let's do one of the phrases from, this is from the Oh What Fun. And let's do, I haven't tried this really light, this more delicate. We're going to use Jolly. Jolly. Okay, and we're going to use a different color. Let's use, trying to see if I want something that's super contrast or, yeah, I know, Kathy, right? Pink. Let's use Melon Mambo. Okay, so I got to be ready. I got to make sure that I have my paper. under here because I'm going to dump as soon as I get going. So there's, let's see what kind of a mess I can make now. You know, Karen, that's a really great question. Karen asked if you're not fast enough or decide that you want to go over it with Versamark, would it work? Let's give it a shot, okay? Let me do this one and then we'll do it in that idea and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. We're doing Melon Mambo on our Jolly. I apparently seem to be hitting this block every single time tonight. And we're gonna stamp and dump. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a heart attack fast, but you want to do it quick. All right, and let's see what happens. You always have to use the clear in order to get the color to show through. Yeah, Kathy, I don't think that you would see. I think the other would just look like you used Versamark. All right, so there we are. All right, can you see it? It's shiny. It looks so cool. And it's real, it's not as dramatic. It doesn't hold as much of the embossing powder as, yeah, as the Versamark does. Why am I off so far there? I wish you could see the, I can't get it to shine for you. I'm trying. But anywho, it is. It's nice and shiny, but it's nowhere near as shiny as the one that we did with the Versamark. Now, the question about Versamark, could you do that? You probably could. I will tell you that I don't use the Misty because I took an oath of myself. No one makes me, no one cares. I don't use anything that isn't Stampin' Up! Since that is my business and it only makes sense to support myself whenever I can. So yes, a Misty would probably work to hold it in place so that you could definitely line it up again. So if you're a Misty user, you probably would be okay with that. I don't. So what I'd have to do is kind of eyeball it and do the best I can. So let's see what we could do. Let's do, bring you in, and you. Oh no, I'm going to Versamark. Who spilled all that silver powder back there? Huh, imagine that. All right, so I don't have to rush so much. So I'm going to stamp you in Melon Mambo. And say, oh, isn't that pretty? I wish it was shiny. Okay, well, let's put Melon Mambo away because we're going to let it dry anyway. It doesn't really matter. We're not in any big rush. I want to clean that stamp off because I don't want that to get in my Versamark, and it might if my stamp is dirty. So as long, I mean, it may have dyed my stamp a little, and I'm not worried about that. I just don't want any of that pink to come off in my Versamark. Okay, so now I'm going to do this. Because it's a clear stamp, I can probably line this up. And it's clear, so if I'm off a little, the world does not come to an end. Okay, the question is, if we put clear on now, how do we do? So there's our clear. Looks pretty similar. Looks pretty much like it did the other way. It's jerky. That has to do with your internet speed, I think. And it does tend to if you've got Facebook open, it will do that. So you might want to, if you've got Facebook open on your computer, you might want to shut it down. Yeah, it's probably, it can even be something silly like somebody else in your house just logged on at the same time. It is kind of wonky, but that is how it works. The recording is okay. If you miss something. Okay. So let's see how we do. So it looks pretty good. How's that? Not bad. Yeah, the Stamp-A-Majig would work. But yeah, you could. I mean, I think it's okay. So if you've already made a decision, and honestly, even if you look close, let me get to it. You can see, like, if you get super close, that I was off by a little bit. But it's not, this is also a watercolor stamp, so it's not a really, it's not like the Jolly was. Alrighty. All right. Well, thanks for coming. This has been recorded, so this will get added to to my blog, which is just karamiller.com. Super easy to find.